Maybe you remember a time not so long ago when worry, dread, and fear all but shut down our world. People closed their windows and hid behind locked doors after hoarding grocery store shelves bare, watching the news late into the night, desperately hoping for some medical savior of science. And if you look carefully, the headlines shouted, "Be afraid, be suspicious, only trust the government." Leaders of the world threatened, "Do what we say or else." People were prevented from saying goodbye to their loved ones. People were ordered not to gather, to worship, pray, or sing together. Parks, playgrounds, even the beaches were all closed. Neighbors betrayed neighbors. People chose to fight over toilet paper. Faces covered with masks, feral bonfires were ignited of blame, division, and hate. Blatant contradiction, hypocrisy, and total chaos. A reminder that if fear is your master, the truth cannot be. Hey, this is Matthew J., and I hope you're having a dynamite day. What does it look like to live fearlessly, engaging each of our unique paths confidently in the Lord, with a spirit firmly planted in the truth and not in the fear and confusion of this world? Living fearlessly isn't a suggestion. God commands us to live fearlessly by placing our trust, our faith in Him through His Son Jesus. It means we do not allow fear to rule and refuse to let fear steer us from doing what God tells us is right. Shortly before Judas betrayed Him with a kiss and he was arrested, Jesus prayed to God, saying, "Father, if Thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but Thine be done." Jesus was in agony and under extreme distress. Can you imagine the anxiety? "And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling to the ground." Jesus knew exactly what he was facing, and he had the power to stop, change, to even just slightly alter what he was facing, even as he was experiencing it. But God his Father commanded him to live, say, and do exactly as was foretold, and as God instructed him, only and exactly, and he did. I have personally come to discover through trial and error in my own life, God does not command and require of me anything but those things that are best for me and what I am capable of with His help. And that is the key, with His help. I am expected to have courage by placing my faith and trust in Him, and I find that extremely encouraging because my Lord knows my potential and He would not ask of me something I am not capable of doing. Now we do indeed have an enemy, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And fear is the weapon of our enemy. Behind a curtain of illusion and lies, the enemy uses fear as a favored method to control people. When people are afraid enough, they'll surrender their freedom, common sense, even their joy. Anything for the promise of safety. Fear hijacks the nervous system. Instead of thinking critically and weighing options, people go into fight or flight. Some just simply freeze, and others, they panic. They completely lose control and freak out. You see, distrust keeps people from recognizing the true source of control. And those that do, if speaking up comes with punishment, shame, or exile, most people will stay quiet. In panic, people will believe headlines, rumors, or propaganda, and the enemy relies on this lowered, critical thinking to spread lies unchecked. But Jesus tells us that these lies will be exposed in Matthew chapter 10, verse 26. "Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known." Fear causes us to stagnate and become unfruitful. Fear deceives. When I was a kid, I had a curiosity for the occult and scary things in general. I willingly opened doors to ideas, images, and thoughts, complete vile garbage. And once you see something, hear something, think something, it remains. We cannot undo it. Please don't dabble in darkness. Don't invite fear into your life. Don't conjure or call to it. Realize that it is a snare of the enemy, a trap. God created and designed everything. In order to live fearlessly in this world, we must fear God, our Creator. Jesus declares this, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." Fearless believers speak the truth. They say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done when it needs to be said and when it needs to be done. Not to please others, not for popularity, but to glorify God. Fearless living means trusting God more than our circumstances and moving in faithful obedience. When called by God, discerningly taking action despite uncertainty. Moving when God says go, even when the map isn't clear. Live fearlessly, not recklessly. Living fearlessly does not mean looking for trouble. Intentionally causing strife with those who do not see, the day comes packed with enough troubles. Jesus is the answer to our fears. He tells us in John chapter 16, verse 33, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." My friend, be a lighthouse to others. Through your life's example, let your light point to Jesus when the world is dark and confused. No matter how different our separate paths, victory comes when we walk in Jesus' truth. Faith is God's shield. Courage, truth, and His presence drive out fear. If this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments below. Our separate paths are a part of a greater adventure. Till next time, no fear, stay vigilant, eyes on Jesus.